Hello, welcome back. I've been jumping around a lot lately. I'm working on these knack events now that I've got the panel sort of loosely fit, or at least I've got the structure in place. Savans gives you these pieces. They no longer include the eyeball vents in the kit any longer. They used to have some that were in there, and most people didn't like them anyway. I bought these. These are the black aluminum vents. They feel great. They rotate nicely. But the thing is, they don't really fit into these. So the instructions are made for the old vents. There are basically no instructions for if you're using different eyeball vents. You just kind of got to figure it out for yourself. So a couple of things. These guys are they're shaped differently. They don't have a ridge on the front. So the first instruction that has you call out, cut this down or open this up to 2.6 inches or something like that to clear the ridge. Okay, great. These don't have a ridge, doesn't need it. Well, no, but it kind of does. What you've got to do is a couple of things. First off is to get the vent, the eyeball vent, these aluminum ones, optional aluminum ones. I don't know the part number, the 6 or 7 or something like that. I had to, you might be able to see that, I can grind down the edge of this just a tad because it sort of bumps up here, and it was not fitting into the neck duct at all. So I did that. So now it fits really nicely like that. But now there's another problem. It's too flush. Okay. So the idea is this is how it fits, right? So this is the right side. This sits against the side skin, against the side skin. This wiring shit here too. I'm just doing too much on the desk at once. And what you do is you align it so we've got our holes mostly lined up, and clamp it together, and then you put it on the skin to see where, what can fit where. But here's the issue. In order for this bracket here to fit nicely, it's got to sit like right up against the ball. So it turns out you do have to cut this anyway, even with these guys. So I think what I'm going to do, and the reason for that is that it's got to sit flush on the skin. If I'm on a flat surface, which this is pretty darn flat, it's pretty close. And if I want like even surround, like I gotta look at this thing every time I get in, right? I might not look directly at it, but I want at least somewhat even spacing around it. I don't want it just to be jammed up against one side. That's gonna look goofy. It's stupid, but as silly as it is these vents are something you're going to interact with every single flight. You're going to touch every single flight. You might as well make them nice. So I'm going to have to cut back something on the back side of this to get it to fit at least somewhat evenly around the vent and still snug up against the skin. I thought I could, bend this differently or put another bend or something in it, and suppose that's an option. I just don't know that I want to go down that route quite yet. We'll see. I'll try cutting away a little bit at first. turns out the answer was not what I thought it was. The answer is geometry. So I tried, as you saw, cutting it out. It didn't really work out as planned. It just sort of extended this and it looked really goofy, and I didn't really like that. So this is the right side one, so I'm not going to touch it as much. It's not terrible. It's a little bit oblong. I'm okay with that. The real solution that I came up with for these vents, I think the issue is realistically the thickness of this flange, this black flange on these vents. I think it's just thinner than the other ones. So because of that, you have to make adaptations. So to take up the slack, I added a slight bend in this one. So it bends upward, and then I decrease the radius of the original bend. So where's the other one? You can kind of see the difference side by side there. But this one's kind of a multi-bend, and that one is straight on. And that actually makes it work really well. So I'm going to do that with this other one, and then we're going to go test fit these to the actual plane.